Do not use a bank to buy your next home. Want to hear more? In this video, I'm going to talk about the difference between a lender, which is a bank, and a broker who has access to all the banks. Let's jump in. If this is your first time to the channel, or if you just started looking for a home, I need you to hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, make sure you never miss out on the latest news in the market. I get calls from people just like you every day wanting to know what's happening in the market. Well, if you'd like to know, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to chat with you more so you're in the best position possible. All right, curious why you should never use a bank when you go buy a home? Well, let me tell you what the benefits are of a broker. Really, there's three big benefits that you should always remember. Number one is options. You're gonna have more options with a broker than with a direct lender. Number two is gonna be price. And let's be honest, right now, everybody's price conscious. You're gonna save more money when you buy a home through a broker versus a lender. And three, who wants to just be another number in the factory? You wanna have that concierge hands-on experience. You're only gonna get that from a broker, not from a direct lender. All right, so the number one reason why you wanna use a broker versus a lender is options. When you go to a direct lender, you have a lack of options. It's one set of pricing, it's one set of closing costs. There's not a lot of variation for you. It's like going to a restaurant that only serves burgers. Like, who's gonna wanna do that? The beauty of a broker is that we have access to every single lender in the country that you've heard of, plus a whole bunch you haven't heard of. So why is that important? That's important because every single borrower has a different set of circumstances. No two borrowers are the same. Some of them own their own businesses. Some have, not so perfect credit from their background. Some of them don't have a lot of cash down. Some of them, they have all of the things that are set up perfectly, the great credit score, the great W-2, they have cash on hand. They just want to get the best deal possible. Well, as a broker, we can go out and find the lender that fits you. We're not trying to fit you to a lender. We want to fit the lender to you, give you the most options in the best circumstance so that you can get the deal that fits you, not fit you into a deal. Second is going to be price. And let's be honest, everything costs more today. So why should your home cost more? It shouldn't. As a broker, we have access to what are called wholesale rates. You ever heard of Costco, Sam's Club, BJ's? That's the beauty of wholesale. It's the same product you're going to get somewhere else. It's just sold for a lower cost because it's able to be bought in bulk. Well, as a wholesale broker, because we're able to do bulk loads of loans, we get you a cheaper cost in the loan. So let's talk about a lender, right? Let's say Rocket Mortgage. Everyone heard of Rocket. If you go to Rocket, as a broker, they can do the exact same deal at anywhere from a quarter point or better on the cost. What does a quarter point mean for what you pay? Well, over a 30-year mortgage, that could be in excess of $30,000 in interest. Wouldn't you want to save $30,000 in your next home loan? That's the biggest reason why you want to use a broker. But it doesn't stop there. Things like controllable costs, your closing costs, discount point costs, all the little fees that add up at the end of the day. When you go with a broker, you're in a better position to pay less on those fees. So you're just going to save more money, which is important because guess what? You're buying that house. You got to put furniture in that house. You got to put decorations in that house. You're going to have to maybe do some landscaping. You got to make some repairs. When you're buying that home, you want to keep as much cash on hand, and only a broker will be able to do that for you compared to a bigger lender. All right, so finally, there's this hands-on approach you're going to get with a broker that you're not going to see with a lender. Let me walk you through the customer journey when you go through the bigger banks and lenders. You call in, you talk to your loan officer. Maybe they're in New Jersey. They get you going. They tell you how great it's going to be, the experience. You love the price. You love the interest rate. You sign up. You know what? I'm all in. Well, now your loan officer, they get your commitment, they get you signed up, and then they pass you on to the processing team. Guess where that processing team probably is not at? Probably not in New Jersey. So now you're going to talk to somebody in maybe Texas. That's your processor. You'll never see your loan officer again. You might hear from them once or twice, but now you're with the processor. Processor reaches out, they get your documents, they verify everything, get you ready to go to underwriting. Guess where underwriting is? Probably not where processing or the loan officer is. So now you've been moved to a different building. You see where I'm going with this, right? The difference with the broker is that we're all in-house. As your loan officer, we're with you from the moment you talk to me for the first time, the moment I figure out what your circumstances are, what your plan is, what your goal is. We come up with the strategy. And I hold your hand all the way through to my processor, who's 3 offices down from me. If we hit a snag, we're gonna pull my owner in, who's next door to my office. We're gonna take you every step of the way to the closing table where I'm still gonna be at. As your loan officer, I will be with you at closing to make sure everything gets to the finish line on time. That's our commitment to you. That's the advantage of a broker. We're with you from start to finish because all we care about in the day is putting you into your home and making sure that you close on time. So what's next? You've heard all about the differences between a big lender and a mortgage broker. And if you've already started the process of applying, you've probably been bombarded by phone calls and sales pitches on why everybody's the greatest thing since sliced bread. I get it. It's completely overwhelming. You don't even know what to do. That's why the next thing I want you to do is click that button up top, schedule some time so that we can talk. Let me understand what you want to accomplish. Let me understand what your goals are. Let me understand what your circumstances are so that I can be your advocate through this entire process from the very start until we hand you keys to your new home.